Great afternoon. Great evening to everybody. Welcome to my channel, The Underrated Darkness. Yours truly, the number one grinder, one of the best kept secrets on social media, the best of the business. Shout out to the miss. Um, and so we got a good one for y'all. Chopping up with my brother. Um, talk with Todd. He should be here any moment right now to join us and everything. So salute to before he gets. Let's get these announcements out the way. Um, to my underrated one family, one been supporting me throughout the years. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. The No Ducks On podcast family. Keep on. Thank you so much. And also shout out to the mighty LBC. That's Lions Den basketball community, also basketball community. Shout out to the brothers and sisters there. We should be on any second right now. Uh, hey Letitia, stay right there. Stay right there. Um, stay right there. I'll be right. Hello, y'all. You see, talking with Todd in there. Nobody do not touch the link. When I said only talk with Todd, touch the link to the panel. Nobody else don't touch it, please. Do not touch the link. Only said talking with Todd. All right. Good evening to everybody. But don't nobody don't talk. Nobody don't not touch the link that said talk brother talking with Todd. Here goes the link, brother. Nobody don't touch the link. Though. Shout out to brother Eric Joe. Eric Joe. Hey, what's going on? Salute to you, fam. Okay, cool. Before we do anything, I'm gonna erase this, remove. Okay. All right, sir. All right.
Yo, what's
Sorry
up,
about
man?
that.
No, you good,
What's
man? Hey,
going on?
things happen, bro.
Thank you. Because when you got talk offline, I'm gonna have to get something else because this be getting me one morning, and then we gotta talk offline. But welcome. Before I introduce anybody, I met this brother through I know you before, but I met him through TikTok, and I was listening to him, and what's so intriguing about what I love about you, especially you married,
Thank you, man.
you're very fair to say what's wrong to the black man, to a black man, and I respect that. And also,
Yeah,
you talking about family, and I like that. The whole people accountable. You know what I'm saying? And so I said before I do that, let me watch him. I want to watch him first. Check him out, just like you want to check me out. And
yeah.
so I just want to let you know I want to give you that respect. But I don't let
Appreciate you, bro.
choppers on my no. They can tell you I don't. I'm very cautious and stuff. And I check out your stuff and everything. And there was some people that I already knew, and I said, you know what? Maybe I. It was a maybe at first.
Hmm.
Bring brother in here, not see what's up, just the bill. It's not because you bring somebody, they just want to see what's up. No, 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 no.
Yeah,
We gotta learn how to build, no matter we disagree or agree. Let me ask you one before we continue. Are you a Gemini?
indeed. Yes,
I'm a
indeed.
Gemini too.
June 8th, bro. June
June
8th.
4th.
That's what's up, man. Salute. Yeah,
Good date. Hey, we
yeah,
just going to pop it now. It's gonna be great. It's going
yeah.
shout out to the miss and everything. But
Thank you, bro.
welcome again, welcome, and thanks for your patience of this line. And this is talking with Todd, chop it up with the Doctors Roundtable. Ask me questions too.
I got you. And I got one too. What prompts you to even get started with creating content in the first place?
I like how you put it as a Gemini way. um, the it was this brother that I grew up in New York. I'm born and raised in New York, but I grew up in New York. It was his brother. We were close friends, and he
Hmm.
said, "You know that you can create content." I didn't really think nothing about it. This was like going on maybe about a year and a half being in Virginia, something like that. But he said,
Hmm.
you got a channel you can create. So on my YouTube channel, I have over 700 some music videos. So he said, just erase that. It took me almost 3 days and start. So I did
Right.
that. I said by maybe early 2013. But I was like in and out. Then I really started doing it like in the 2013
Okay.
to really
That's
get
what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm glad you got started, man. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes this not really a realm for everybody to jump in, but when you get your feel for it and you find your way, it's great. It's great when you find your voice for it. You know what I mean? And it's not for everybody. Some people just do this just to be noticed. I do it to make a change.
Good. Yeah, I said before I asked a question, I said for me, it's just that it was like up and down. Because most of the time, as you know, this brother, when you do this, you got to create your own brand. You got to grow your own brand. You're not going to get the push, especially like if you do things the right way. You know what I'm saying? See, at the time, I'm not gonna really get into it. It was a person that I was looking out, and I got shitted on.
Mm.
What happened was I was still doing great content, but they shitted on. And so what happened was it took me back a little bit. Then I start like doing my thing. I took a break here and there and stuff like that. But now we're here right now. I've been doing it for a minute now. So, but I always like say to myself that in this channel you get everything from here. And
Yeah.
sports, everything. That's how I told you. Just go through my channel. I always told people, don't just do first 30, go through my channel. And if
Yeah.
you feel comfortable to roll me, you roll me. If it's not, I understand. It's because my channel's not for everybody. But I'm versatile. Us Gemini, we versatile. So we could just
Yeah, we can go wherever and make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
and
So
make
and
it happen.
that's what I
Yeah.
liked about your content too. That's exactly what I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna rock with them because anybody could say, oh, I'm a Gemini too. Hey, why don't you come check this out? And it might not be good, but your content is actually dope, and I like how you step in different realms. Everybody can't do that and actually have some good points to make. You feel me? So yeah,
And I appreciate because us Geminis, a lot of people don't know. We don't we gotta check you out.
absolutely, absolutely. We got a vet.
Glad that you took the time, but that's what I was like. I hope the brother checked me out, and he checked me out. You said it's a goal, and I was appreciate that. To see who I am and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
but like I said, we're gonna you the man, but you can ask the questions. I'm gonna get to y'all in the chat in a few minutes, but I want to get him started because he's only gonna stay an hour, so I want to get him started. Brother, where you born and raised at, and your parents, siblings?
Born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, bro. My parents, my people, everybody. Well, not I ain't gonna say everybody from here, but for my immediate family, they all from here. So
Oh,
yeah,
Motown,
yeah,
Smokey Robinson,
yeah,
40.
yep.
My late parent, my late mother is originally from Brooklyn, New York. As I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. My late father's really from Crawford, Georgia. So
Mm,
they grew up like music and Motown
yep,
sound and stuff like that. I didn't really care about Motown sound. I really see my thing about the Motown. I respect the Motown sound, but I was a big Marvin Gaye fan. I've been
got
following
you.
Marvin Gaye like even like early in the Motown years. We used to play, you know, instruments and stuff like that. That I feel that he don't get the credit he deserved. And he
Yeah,
played big hits and Motown, played bass, drums, and all that. And so I took a liking of Marvin Gaye. This when I was little, and then when he did that thing, what's going on? It's like that's like the first LP that, as a black man, it make me change,
yeah. I
and
get
see
that.
really what it is.
Yeah,
And so when people told me drugs and stuff, Marvin Gaye, I feel I'm talking about of Motown. Marvin Gaye was ahead of his time, and so socially, because he things with it, and as Motown was not really for it, and wasn't ready. In a way, you can't blame because it was all about business.
exactly.
To get our music out to be respectable. So when I got older, I understand the business part of Motown.
Yeah,
And so I had a great appreciation of it. But Marvin Gaye's one of like I like Supremes, I like the rest of them, don't get me wrong. But it's just that Marvin Gaye and Stevie Wonder was for me that when it comes to our people or socially, and even like humanity talk about what things going on around the world that is
Yeah,
wrong. They was
I
right
agree.
there. We not compromised, and I respect him and Steve Wonder. I really respect that, and other women too, other songwriters too, of women that wrote like what's going on around the world. I
Yeah,
respect that, and I said, yeah, and so that's my thing.
yeah.
That's all right. So you have brothers, sisters?
Yeah, I got brothers and sisters, but I didn't grow up with them. I didn't know anything about my brothers and sisters until I was about 12, maybe 13 years old. So I was born, it was just me and my mom growing up. As I got older, I knew I had a father, but I didn't know who he was. So one day I remember getting sick of my mom, and I'm young, I'm probably about 8 years old. I'm like, man, I want to go live with my dad. That didn't work out the way I planned on it to. So it was just me and my mom for a minute. And then as time went
Okay.
on, yeah, so as time went on, eventually when I was older, he tried to come around, but he really tried to come around off the strength of my uncle, which is his brother. And then that's when I started coming in contact with all the other family members. So I'm close with my two brothers, and I got three sisters, two brothers. I'm close with my two brothers and my one sister. I'm not close with my other two sisters because basically, I'm big on being loyal. And if you're gonna be disloyal, I'd rather know you're being disloyal than to be trying to be sneaky about your disloyalty. So yeah.
I doing that because you guys questions about me you want. It reminds me like I'll put it out there. I ruined it. You know what I'm saying? Besides like the one I'm with, the miss, I'll call the miss. I don't really don't I had nobody to come see. You know what I'm saying? I have an older brother. Let me tell you, I found out that my older brother was getting married again through Facebook in November.
Wow.
Okay, that's number one. My second older sister, you know, she only call me like, "Oh, how you doing?" Something like if I send something like some, wherever I cook, I send it through the phone, anything like that, and so basically I'm on myself, so I know about a lot because we had consecutive losses since 2019, and you
Got you.
think that should bring the family close together, but it's not, and so ever since my second oldest brother passed away in 2021, he was like, I did a live on him. I call him the advocate because he always make me be sure that I'm part of the family. So, Queen Coco Tina. And so when he left, it was, and so I understand you saying about loyalty and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that's why like years ago I started creating the underrated one family. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Social media. So the ones who do not have nobody, I'm there and stuff. And I'm very, very picky. I don't let anybody get in this family. Because you know what I'm saying? So um my thing was create this and stuff. So shout out to you, Coco Tina. Shout out to Evo Sosa. And so do you see some of the people in here? They part of
Yeah.
Unreal family. I handpicked them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't roll with fake. I'm not saying I don't roll with fake people. Don't
I
say
can't.
that you're family to me and all due respect, you shit it on me. I don't like
Absolutely.
it because I got shitted on. You know what I mean? Don't do that
Same.
to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. Don't play me because see, especially as a man, you play my loyalty. I'm not saying I'm a big pearl. Oh yeah, I'm like to fight. But you play my loyalty. I see you the street. I got to see you.
Yeah. I just feel like at that moment it's like you really insulting my intelligence when you play that game. Like
Yeah.
I'm a straight shooter. If I feel some type of way about you, I'm gonna let you know, man to man. I'm gonna let you know. I'm not gonna do all this going behind your back. No, that's sucker shit. I don't believe
Yeah.
in that, and I wasn't raised like that. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is, God rest my grandmother's soul. My grandmother was the realest one in my entire family, and to this day, that still stands. Oh well, I feel like personally, I took on her spirit because she didn't play games with nobody, bro. If she felt some way about something, you was gonna know whether you liked it or not. She was gonna tell you to your face, "Hey, who cooked this? You cook this? This is nasty." That's just the type of person my grandmother was, and that's the type of person I ended up being. I used to think it was funny, but I really took on that whole being straightforward with people. That way, nobody can get nothing misconstrued if you being straight up with them. You know what I'm saying? And I love that about myself. And I had to grow and understand that everybody ain't gonna be like that with me. So when I realized you're not gonna be like that with me, peace.
Peace.
I'm not about to let no fake shit in my energy.
Exactly. And but see, get back to you, right? And I was like I was checking on yourself when I first, because like I said, I knew of you already. But I see but I said every time you get on YouTube, I always miss you. I said, why don't I fucking miss this motherfucker? I can't
Oh no,
never
no, no. I'm gonna tell you why. So what happens is my show goes live on Facebook. Something happened when I switched up my times. So my when I go live on Facebook, it stopped going live on YouTube. So I ended up posting my videos, like my actual episodes, after the fact. But now, you know what I'm saying, I go live Wednesday at 1 o'clock. So you'll see the notification this time because it got fixed by my engineer. So yeah, that's what happened though.
he got a team. We got I hear that.
Yeah.
That's all right. And, let me ask you this question now. You married, right?
Yes.
How
Yes.
long you been married, if you don't mind, I
Oh,
ask?
I don't, man, I don't mind at all. I'm an open book, bro. I've been married. It'll be 6 years in July, actually. It'll be 6 years in July. And this is unfortunately not my first marriage, but this is for sure my last one.
That's all right. And sometimes more than one, you gotta get it right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got it right this time for sure.
So that's beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Your wife to be 6 years, and you know, we got to talk more about that. Successful about a marriage instead of like here like negative, because society, especially when it comes out of people, they never think, oh, they ain't gonna last long, marriage or relationships and all of that.
Yeah.
But like put into it. Okay, so you're born and raised in Detroit, and stuff. Now let me ask you a question. How's your childhood coming up in Detroit?
My childhood was hit or miss, to be honest with you, because I'm a kid that's growing up in a rough city,
Mhm.
but I'm not no thug, but I'm also not no pushover. So it's like it go back to that Tupac line. I ain't a killer, but don't push me. You know what I'm saying? So I have that type of mentality. I'm cool, just don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? So growing up like that, and then on top of that, I'm not only just a black man in Detroit. I'm a short black man in Detroit. So I had to fight a lot of battles that I shouldn't have had to fight, all because somebody thought that I was soft. So it was a little rough, but at some point things changed. When I kept standing up for myself, not being shot, not shying away from anything like that, it was like, okay, this dude ain't no punk. He got heart, blah blah blah. And then eventually, all the bullying stopped, and I became Mr. Popular. So that took time though, and I had to adapt to that. I kind of liked being Mr. Low Key under the radar, versus having a bunch of eyes on me. But it growing up, it was like I said, it was hit or miss. I had my good and bad, just like I got my good and bad right now as an adult. You feel me? That's life though. And a lot of people don't know how to balance that out and say, you know what, this is just another hurdle I gotta get over. It's not gonna be the end all be all. You feel me? I'm not dead, I'm not in jail. I need to keep it moving. So yeah, it was hit or miss. I had some down times. The good thing was I overcame it. But what about you though? What was it like growing up in Brooklyn, bro? 'Cause listen, first before you answer that question, I love New York. I am a hip hop head. I am
Oh,
infatuated.
I see.
Yeah,
I'm glad
yeah,
you brought
yeah, yeah.
it up.
I love New York.
New York for me.
Yeah.
To tell the truth, brother, it has to be alive. But I would do it. I would do it the best I can. Brooklyn, New York,
Okay.
um, it's a place that you gotta be strong for it. Brooklyn, New York is like many of us like from the South has come through the migrants and stuff. And it was no silver spoon with me.
Right.
It wasn't. And so, but the good thing about I would see that's what when I say, that's I believe in God. I was raised a Jehovah's Witness. So I had belief in God first, put God first and everything. And so, but my political beliefs go also my political beliefs is the Black Panther Party, because there are some Black Panther parties, they actually live on my block. So I
Nice.
learned about Africa. I learned about stand up for myself. You know, these are the ones that, now I'm saying being being part of special education community, they help us feed us when board education now want to feed us.
Yeah.
Franchise. Give us clothes on the back. With a Phoenix Shakur, the late great Tupac moms and stuff like that. Her cousin lived around the corner from us. So around when it happened in 72, I was 6. So my political beliefs, I said like 71, I was 5.
Gotcha.
It was like something like, nah, it was like, right? Talking to my pop. My pops was like, hey, have me. So I actually see Black women carry guns, you know what I'm saying? Protect the family, you know what I'm saying? You touch our family, get your head knocked off. I see them stand against these cops, you know what I mean? Like, I seen it. I was around that. Now, as my parents being Jehovah's Witness, I understand they have to protect me from it. Understand as a parent, being spiritual, they got, they call it what we was. I get it. But for me, I used to sneak out. I was the youngest at the time. I used to sneak out the house, go up the block. Because I was like,
yeah, that's real. That's real.
And so I used to get my, when I kept on the block until my father, like, down and talk. Like,
Yeah.
he's
I get
different.
that. Yeah, that's that. And you grew up in a different time too, man. So I could
saying back in the 70s, a lot of stuff was happening to people. You Black men cannot be in the house. You know what I'm saying? And like people talking about crack and all stuff. Crack was around and all that, but it was not popular. I see her on, you know what I'm saying? But also these are good people that help protect our community too. I know people sound, it's contradictory, but that's how it was. You know? And so we seen like y'all. Yeah, you doing drugs? Yeah, because what police? Yeah, you doing drugs too.
right, exactly.
And so at the same time, that's when like NYPD started letting white women, being a part of force, and they was dirty too. And so
very dirty.
They was very dirty too. And get back to special education. It was like people don't look like us, especially women. Especially as a young Black boy, we was getting disenfranchised. I'm not saying that the young Black girls was not getting disenfranchised. They was, but it was a lot more than young Black boys. You know what I'm saying? When you go to lunch together as a class, when they say that the young Black girls can get their lunch first, and the young Black boy, you got to sit down and wait, and then there's nothing left. You get the crumbs.
Yeah, that's not cool. That's foul.
And so this is what I'm saying that and so along the way, I started really learning the system quickly. And so I see what it is. I just told them, no, that ain't right. How you can do like that? So it was like a lot of stuff really happened that politically I had to grow up fast. But I'm glad I did, because I see things what it is. And then so like again, my late mother said, we gotta we cannot shelter him, because he's dealing with this, you know what I'm saying? He had to get on the school, but he had to deal with it. So it'll be at times that even someone that looks like us, that ain't right. Why are you doing it like this?
Yep.
If they turn against me because I'm talking about people. So So basically, it was like always an advocate. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, and so that's how it was for me. So it'd be at times I was isolated.
Yeah, I get
I
it.
didn't
I
have that
get
many
it.
friends, and so sometimes, and I learned this from my late parents, when you stick for what's right, you're not gonna have that many people be wrong with
That's real. That's real, bro. I ain't man. I tell people all the time, like I don't. I'm a very popular loner. Like I know a lot of people, but you ain't gonna never catch me hanging with nobody but my wife, bro. I'm not hanging with nobody for real. I'm either with my wife or I'm with my kids or I'm with all of the above. I don't really hang with people like that. I got homies that I love. I don't talk to them all the time, or sometimes I might, but we don't hang like that. The only people that I can honestly say that I hang with is most more so in the media than anything, and these are people that became like my extended family that I actually work with because I'm helping build a team. We all work together to get this thing rolling in what we do. Other than that, I'm not really just sitting around hanging around a bunch of people like that, man.
you.
And,
Yeah,
and,
that's
and
you got go go go.
no, I was just getting ready to say most of the time, the main reason why I know it's gonna always be like that is because I say the stuff that people don't want to hear. I'm the friend that's gonna tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. You come to me and you tell me something stupid, I'm gonna let you know that was stupid. Simple. Everybody can't deal with that.
Yeah, yeah. That's it for me. Sometimes I hold things in, but I was gonna tell you the real like love because sometimes, especially us as black men, sometimes you gotta hear the truth, and sometimes forget about the tone, hear the message behind it, because
Mm-hmm.
that they'll have to come to you and let you know what you do wrong. And let's be honest,
Exactly.
it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I was born and raised, I come from that cloth that everybody be accountable, no matter you're a man or woman. It ain't gonna be like, oh, I'm a woman and I ain't gonna do that. Oh, I'm a man. Nah. It's so for me, with all this going on, I'm looking like, but there are some that you gotta let people be what they want to be. And I mean, despite they do wrong, you gotta let the people be what they want to be.
Yeah.
Gotta
I
let them.
agree.
You show them. You especially like if you know what you do wrong, and you pray to God about it, and you change within yourself to be a better you. That I always say, and then you're so okay. I got myself together. I got some gems that that I learned from the oldies. It worked for me, so it can work for you. Yeah.
Yep.
So I got
Yep.
older. You on your own. I
Yeah.
got to keep myself going. So that's a reminder that I had to understand when I got old. You know what I mean? So honest, definitely what you're saying is like, you fight for people, I said, I want what's in the system. They
Yep.
they they actually saying they actually give you the answer right through the net, and they do like this, bro.
Yep.
So what else they do?
Yeah. Exactly.
Google it.
Exactly. Yep.
It's crazy. You Google, I'm like, and so
Answers is right there.
the answer is right there. So, but see, then you got something. Oh, it's all about how the person was raised. But again, when you get older, you should know from right or wrong. You should learn from your mistakes, trauma, and all that and everything. Now I understand there are some that all they did is surviving, and they never really had the time to help. I can understand. I can help them, but you got some that
Yeah. Can't help
they
everybody. I get it. I definitely
so
get it.
for me, it's like that's what get back to you is a refresher because like yeah,
Yeah, definitely, man.
yeah.
Definitely.
And that's why I said I gotta get him on here because I want people to know. Yeah, I mean,
And let me ask you
because
something too. Let me ask you something. What's been the down? What do you look at as far as more so of a pro and a con since you've been making content?
That's a good question. I can go on though. I can go on. All I can say with down about it is that's another live I could do. But I think what it is that when we put out content, right,
Hmm.
that help transform people for better, it's not being mentioned enough.
Got
And,
you.
and I'm just saying as an understatement, it's disappointing that you do the work, you do your own digging, and especially you go by your own life experience. You know what you've been through, and then you do all the necessary work to put it out there. And then it's not like you looking at your views, but you just looking like, damn, I'm giving myself. But when it comes drama, nonsense, like if I go and say, yo, I ain't fucking with Todd. Let's be honest. I ain't talking about y'all in the chat, because y'all in the chat, y'all good. But I'm to you know they're gonna come.
Right.
What's your cash app? The same thing too. Yo, grind out, nigga, man. Fuck this New York nigga. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it happens. You know what? Oh,
Yeah.
he got a cat. Yo, it'd be like 7:05. We started to be like 50, 60 people.
Yeah. Yeah. For real. I think the pros and cons on my end. The pro is I ended up using my platform as like a form of release. I started my whole platform because I was going through something with my kid's mother, and it was disheartening for me, and at the time I was going through all of that, I did not have not one anger release, not one release, bro. And I was like, you know what? I ended up listening to some friends that had a platform already and they were pouring their heart out. And I'm listening, I'm like, yo, this is probably something that I might need to do so I can get my shit off and possibly heal from the stuff that I had to go through. And that was the beginning stages of me starting my platform. Then I realized, because I'm starting to tell my story and share situations or whatever, other people are reaching out. Hey man, because you told that story, you helped me kind of get through what I was going through. So then it became bigger than me. I'm like, oh, I'm actually helping people. People actually listening. Okay, bet. I'm about to go this direction. Hey, listen, learn from me. Do not make the same mistakes that I made. The
Yeah,
downside to that is that now I got people trying to bring up my platform in court to use it as if I'm using my platform to bash them. And it's like, wait a minute, I didn't say your name. I didn't even state who. I never even called you out your name when I was talking about a situation dealing with you. And yet you felt the need to bring that up in court as if you basically trying to shut me down from talking, trying to put in the gag order, but you're not even doing it the right way. So the downside is when you tell these stories about your past or people that you had dealings with, everybody not gonna know how to deal with it. They're not gonna take it right. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
My mother, even my mom and my dad got a problem with me sharing my stories. I'm not using my stories in a malicious way. I'm using my story to help the next person. I'm telling them about what happened in my upbringing so that I can make this, so I can make somebody else feel better about whatever they going through. You know what I mean? This is
yeah,
not, yeah, like it's not done in a malicious way, but I realized the people that kick me down and try to keep me down don't want me to have a voice. I had to
yeah,
realize it. I had to realize that
yeah,
they don't want me to have a voice. They don't want me to speak about anything and get any type of recognition for anything that I'm talking about. They want me to stay beneath them where they once had me. And that's not gonna happen. I've never been anybody to stay down.
yeah. Because when I was like telling my story like years ago on special education, there's people actually said, "Oh, you retarded, you monologue, all that." Even like I was telling like my late youngest brother's Down syndrome. They call monologue like that. And I keep to keep it a buck with you. you know, it happened again back like in 2000, I believe 2023. And you know, I live in Newport News, Virginia, and
Mhm.
Newport News, Virginia is like Brooklyn, Queens, runs together. You know, as you can talk about me and you want, but you talking about anybody that ain't got elderly, nah, I don't like that. So he said my brother a certain name, and you know, and I was doing a lot, right? And so I knew I scoped them out unattended. Because I had
Mhm.
to pay bills in Hampton instead of Newport News, take the bus and scope them out and everything. Now, back fact, this back in 2021, pardon me. And so I didn't know that time my second little brother was sickly like that. So I got paid my bill. You know, I still kept my phone on. I make sure, you know, connect to the phone. I still had my live on. I said, yeah, I see him right now. So I cut my live off, but I was still on the phone with my late second little brother. I said, I feel feet. He seen me. The guy seen me. I said, yeah, I'm right here. What's up? And
Right.
I don't play no type of games. And so God, bro, said he ain't worth it, bro. You gonna blow everything like that. Yo, you told my mom like that and you see him. He said, I understand that. Let's
That's
get on the
real.
bus. Let's get on the bus, get some food. And I said, I'm comfortable. No, we gonna ride home. Matter of fact, take the cab home. Yeah, I knew y'all said so. I took the cab home, and he was
That's
on this.
real.
You can be mad me all you want, and there was some other people got involved and stuff too, and I love him for that and everything. So he
That's
told
real.
he, I said, you know, you could have been had, boy. You know who spared you, boy? God spared you, boy. And that's why. And then also years ago, I even got docked, but some I ain't even say.
Mm.
Some I ain't even say. And so I understand what you're saying. Sometimes you know people like you gotta be careful and stuff what how you say it, but I'm just saying that the way I look at it, if I'm holding back certain things, it can help another person though.
Exactly. So, and that's what made me feel like whatever, I don't care because if I'm helping the next person not make the same mistakes I did, I'm good anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like I personally feel like, you know, God forbid, you know what I'm saying, he take me up out of here. But I mean, even if he did, I'm gonna be okay because I'm okay with leaving this earth knowing that I made a difference. I'm gonna be okay knowing that my words helped somebody. My words helped another married couple. My words helped somebody that was going through something with their missing father, or their neglectful mother. Something I helped because I told my story. So if I had to do it all over again, I'd do it again. I don't care if we end up in court because at the end of the day, nobody can stop you from telling your story.
You know what? I'm glad that you brought it. Hey, that's Gemini. We just here.
Yeah.
Wow, it's real, y'all. Because there's a question I want to ask you. We hear a lot of brothers. I ain't talking about brothers like have a that you say about a black woman. It's the I don't hate black women. We ain't talk. Oh yeah, you know the black do some of them and they have like a legit reason and they explain themselves. We ain't talking about. But we find out like a lot of simps. They talk about women all the time. It's
I'm gonna
why
tell
I
you.
mean, why you talk about. The question is why did you in your perspective? Why do you keep on talking women?
I'm gonna tell you why. These are the guys that are not used to getting no action, especially when it came down to the women that they wanted. Okay, no sauce, none. They always spilling it on themselves because they clumsy. No sauce, no game, no nothing. They can't talk to women, and the women that they be wanting, they don't want them. And every time they got rejected, that turned into hate. That's why they keep doing it. If I'm I'm one of them people. I'm big on confidence, bro. So if I can't get a woman, I could deal with the no and move on to the next one. Women outnumber us. And that's a lot of things that these goofy boys don't realize. One no don't mean no forever. Or and if you really want the girl bad enough, you need to figure out what they like. See, I wasn't one thing I realized early, I was not every woman's type. But you know what I knew I had against other dudes that were they type? I had sense of humor. I knew how to keep a conversation going.
That's
And
true.
and I did not have to down another man to get any draws from any woman. I was just being myself. So that's the problem that I have with goofy dudes like that sit up here want to talk down about women. Well, then you know what? If you gated, just say that then, bro. Just
I
say
mean,
that then.
bro. I mean, like you on. So I try to be respectable and professional. But I gotta say this, like, brothers, if you like the dookie stick in the hole, to just say it. It's okay to just keep it
Yeah.
over there,
Thank you.
over here, and that looks so
I
good.
love women.
This is my problem. If you don't believe in the masculinity of a man, if you want to dress up a Chantel number 9, Festival Suite, you want to wear some Victoria's Secrets and all that, you keep it over there.
Yeah,
Real men over here. And I have a
absolutely.
problem with that because you got some brothers that they make sure that their masculinity be conflicted.
Yeah.
And I got
Yeah.
a big problem with that. Because
Yep.
I'm trying to be in
Absolutely.
God's order.
Yeah.
God, through my parents, made me a little baby boy, young man into a man. So I operate as a man in God's order. Whatever you doing, that's Satan's order. You keep it over there. But see, when we talk about stuff like, what I'm saying, but when we talk about like that, we bashing?
Nah, we telling the truth. But you know the truth, they always trying to silence somebody that's telling the truth, by saying stuff like that. We bashing. No, we not bashing because the dudes that's sitting up here talking about women and talking down about women all day, they're fighting with their masculinity. They're fighting with their sexuality. That's what I think because I'm not about to sit up here and just down women all day. If I got something I need to say to the ladies, I'm gonna speak to the ladies in a respectable manner. If I got something to say to the master splinters, I'm gonna talk to them, even respectful, even though sometimes they don't deserve it. But I'm gonna still talk to them like they're human. I'm gonna still talk to them like they're human because there's just certain things that they need to know that's not gonna work for them, especially against a real man, a God fearing man at that. It's not gonna work. It's not
And,
gonna work.
and see, the thing about, brother, I'm glad you brought it because when I was 11, I got molested by a grown woman.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 11. It's on my channel, but I didn't let it happen to me. You know what I'm saying? And but along the way, the system has failed me for justice. So I have to understand I got to break that cycle to help others, not young boys, but young girls too, because we in the community, we don't talk about women molest little girls too. That
Oh yeah.
happened a lot too. And so if we want to talk, let's talk about everything. Because if we don't, because we're going to see them as predators, they're going to become predators.
Yep.
And that is an added problem that's coming up in our community that sometimes we want to be
Yep.
because we don't want to get it like the old people. We want to get into the nitty gritty and what's going on and stuff. So that's why, like, one of the reasons I'm glad that you brought it up and everything about that. Now, what about the women talking about men all the time?
They the ones that sitting around. Those women, they're the ones that got played by one man and just felt like all. Well, I ain't even gonna say the ones that got played because every woman has experienced somebody getting played. I honestly think that hatred for men got passed down from their mother. It started with the mom, especially if the mom was either her house was a revolving door of men or there was no men at all that wanted to deal with her. Either way you slice it, it was passed down to them. So just think a little girl growing up with her mom and all she hearing is man ain't shit, man ain't shit. Guess what she's gonna grow up thinking? Okay, I gotta do this and do that to get what I want out of a man and just kick him to the curb because that's all men ain't shit. Meanwhile, you're passing up on a good man. Then
That's
you got the women that sat up here, dealt with a guy, put they all into a man, and that guy did them dirty. I get it, but at the end of the day, if it didn't kill you, It should be making you stronger. You should be trying to heal and move forward and give another guy a shot. Go to therapy. Get you some damn help. But don't sit up here and shit on the next man because another man did you dirty. That's not fair.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I believe happened.
So are you ready to take questions?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
All right, family, in the chat, take questions right now. I mean, you could, but I'm gonna let him know how I do it. Well, I ain't talking about y'all because y'all good, but usually, oh,
Go ahead. I'm listening.
but usually I do it. If it's somebody I don't know, they want to drop questions, I screen them out, and then if I feel it's not appropriate to ask, I'm not gonna ask it. But y'all drop your questions in right now. You know, while we chop it up with the brother Todd right here. Now I'm glad you asked that. Now, I want to ask you this question on TikTok, but it keep on slipping my mind. But I'm glad that you here. When you find out that Donald Trump has won the presidency, what went through your mind first?
The first thing that, well, honestly, I knew he was gonna win anyway. But to answer your question, the first thing that went through my mind was it's gonna be something with any president that we get. It's always gonna be something. And with Donald Trump being the president, for the most part, yeah, is it not all a good thing? True, but it's not all a bad thing. See, one thing about Trump, he tells you exactly what he's gonna do. And he's either gonna execute it or he's gonna try to execute it. There's no, oh, I'm gonna do this and then secretly do that. He's telling you exactly who he is. He'll tell you, hey, I might be racist, but I'm not as racist as these other people that voted for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what you're gonna get from him, and I can respect that. Do I agree with all of his moves? No, but at the same time, there's other stuff that he's done. So I look at it like this. Pretty much how I look at it about my childhood, like I told you, there's a good and there's a bad with every situation. No matter who's going to be president, there's going to be some bad. So it, to me, I just said, you know what? At some point, this is going to pass. Some stuff is going to get done. Some stuff not going to get done. Some stuff is good. Some stuff might get done that I'm not going to like. But guess what? Until I'm in a position to stop it, I'm not going to complain about it.
But you know, my thing is though. Now I want you to understand what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Back in when Don, see, let me before I continue, I name people. So I call Orange Crush. I call Donald Trump Orange Crush 45.
Yeah.
Me, born and raised in New York. I call Orange Crush 45. So now he Orange Crush 47. So I'm gonna call
Right.
Orange. I'm call Orange Crush 47. But I was letting people know how he was back in 2013, 2014, 2015. I said, this is what you want America's about. I understand. They wanted him. And so
Yeah.
when this happened, because I vote independent, because
Right.
it wasn't none of me. I like Cornel West. It was like I like Vision and stuff like that. But anyway, right? For me, when you got over 50% of white women that voted for Trump, when you got mostly quote unquote rural America, now they're gonna be saying, oh, mostly black people, mostly white, you know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
then all of a sudden now y'all complaining now. But he was telling you what he's all about already. So why is y'all complaining? And I have a
Yeah.
big problem with that. Y'all voted him in. Even like some of
Exactly.
our Hispanic brothers and sisters. Y'all voted him in. And yet, but we get the point. Y'all voted him in. We was telling us as a people, we telling you. We telling you for decades and decades. But y'all ain't want to roll.
Right.
So for me, I don't have no sympathy. I don't.
No.
I don't have no
Nope.
sympathy. Because this is what I'm saying. Like, even some of our people, they still don't get the point. I'm like, that's why it's so important. I'm glad that you told that you brought up like a few minutes ago that we need to, you know what I'm saying? Work our difference, no
Yeah,
matter what it is. You know, because it's us, baby. That's what I'm saying. That, but you see, some of us, it's like, I mean, it's like you do this, like, and I mean, like, why you start eating at the table that you don't belong?
exactly.
It's
Yeah,
you eat crabs,
yeah,
and so
yeah.
for me,
I agree.
I want to listen. I want the dirt. I want everything. I want all that.
Yeah.
Why not?
I got a
We
question for you, bro.
have,
What do you think is gonna take for us to get out of that slave mentality? What do you think is gonna really take for us to actually stick together and work with each other for real and make things happen like it once was at one point?
for one thing, they need brothers like me and you not scared of the system and tell the truth. They need to take us around the country and pay us some good money. Make sure we take care of our family so we can tell it. And also on things we have to understand too. We still got people that looks like us willing to tell the truth. We gotta back them up.
Yeah,
And also we gotta see other some of our people that are doing the right thing. It's not being noticed. We gotta make sure that their stories be presented too, because that's the problem too. Because there are some of us wants to be on the camera like this. Oh yeah, my story, yeah, it's inspirational, but it's self-inspirational in my book.
right,
It's not inspirational for other people. They can say, "Oh, I could do it." So sometimes we do so much of self-reflection. Look at me, I come from here and stuff, but it should not be about you. It should be about us
right.
as a people because our ancestors have paid the price. The fortunate, I mean, the famous and not so famous.
Yeah,
And so for me, it's like, bro, me and you and the sisters and stuff. Listen, y'all giving out too much. You're giving out money to the people who don't know it. Give it to us. Let us be our
yeah,
family. You know, give us the policy. Let us flip it. Let us run.
yeah. I agree. And I believe
All that because they wasting money for decades, bro. You know it, and I know that because what they did to Detroit, and I'm telling you, outside looking in, tell me if I'm right or wrong. Detroit should be the center of our community, of cars,
yes.
music, and everything. It should
Yep.
not be Detroit. Should not be like. I'm
Nope.
saying if I want to move to Detroit. I should have a right to move to Detroit to be part of our people, to still be the fabric.
Yeah,
And then
I
say
agree.
again, some of it is our fault.
It is. It is our fault. Let me tell you something else that like I love my city, but what's messed up about it is that everybody want to be in competition instead of collaborating
Mhm.
and working together and making something bigger happen outside of themselves. It's too much competition, bro. Way too much competition. It's like, what's wrong with us working with each other? Like, even if we got our differences, do you know how much better? You know how much better, greater it would be if we put our differences aside. We put our pride to the side, egos aside, and we said, forget all of that. This for a bigger cause, and we started moving together. And that's what Detroit lack. That's exactly what Detroit lack. Next 1 minute, things will be looking good. Everybody working together. You got a Judas in every situation, everywhere you turn. And that's what messes up every time. And things can be going good. You got somebody, it might not even be the person. It might even be somebody that's in the crew, somebody that might be weak-minded and jumping in somebody else's ear about what's going on, what's happening. And they be like, you know what, I changed my mind. I'm about to walk away from this movement. These things happen all the time in my city, and I hate it because we could be so much more. Detroit is behind. I'm being honest, bro. Detroit is behind. We should have been up there in the upper echelon. And it's like every time we make our way up, here comes something. Don't get me wrong, the city's looking prettier. It's looking great. It's way better than what it used to be back in the day. But unfortunately, the people are still shitty in the city. And that's the downfall.
Yeah. I said the downfall for New York. They building up New York, but our culture is not there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Our culture is not there. The resourcified people is not there. New
Yep.
York, you see, it's like projects and stuff. So they not making it that they making it hard for us to force out. And they even we have black businesses, they forcing them out. They can't make no money there. And so and then people talking about like or even they had like soccer ball fields and stuff like that, but you don't have the programs for us to play in it. You
Yeah.
force it. So where you gonna go? Well, I mean, like it really you got cafes. I mean,
Everybody don't rock with cafes.
cafes for what? We do
Yeah.
cappuccino. I make my own fucking cappuccino. I go to the motherfucking store and make my own cappuccino. Why? And then, but these are the same ones that still don't want to socialize with us, but they making money of us and everything. And so for me, it's like this has been going on for a while anyway. And
Yeah.
so they building Brooklyn. Oh, Brooklyn gonna be another Manhattan. Brooklyn ain't never really had all them high skyscrapers and all that. But it seems like our people is not getting a piece of the pie. And then I glad you told me hip hop and Jay Z is really part of it. And people say you care Jay Z from Brooklyn, so what? Is he Brooklyn? I don't mean I have to like him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah.
That's real.
Cause if you causing all this, if you cause this going, I don't have no respect. So I don't respect Jay Z. I don't respect anybody that force good people out there that wants to do the right thing. I don't like that. So Brooklyn. So when I look at Brooklyn, I'm happy I'm born and raised in Brooklyn. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, and but our culture is packed gone.
Yeah.
That
I,
hurt
yeah. Yeah.
because
It does.
our kids they don't even know. They don't
They
even
don't.
know. And
Yeah.
that's
They have no idea.
that looks like us around the country. That's the crisis that we're in right now. And could it get better? It they got to put it with the money.
Yeah.
Give
Yeah.
us the money. Let us make the policy. The ones not, so that I think I can only wait. I know because people talking about, oh, sometimes you got to take financial. It's got to start from somewhere. You got to give the money to the ones that wants to make a change.
Yeah. Oh, I want to answer a question in the comments. Autism boy asked if I watched basketball. From time to time, I do, man. Honestly, I be so busy, I miss a lot of sports, especially basketball, because I got kids, got a wife. I'm really busy between doing my thing with podcasting, and I'm now, I'm just now jumping into acting, working still. It's a lot going on, so. Yeah, I just jumped into it. Just jumped into it. Like I
Okay.
just did my first role last week. Just finished wrapping up my first role.
Can you promise me when you come back here, tell us how to do it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'd love to, man. I would love to. Definitely would
Yeah.
love to. And the funny thing is, that was my first dream. Like I look, I rapped prior to podcasting. And
Uh-huh.
but that came from just me wanting to do something. My first love was actually acting. Like I had no dreams or aspirations of doing anything else but that. And what happened was my mother shot that dream down and I never chased it after that. So once that happened, I'm like, I gotta do something. I can't just be a regular Joe Smo. I got too much. I'm too gifted or I'm too talented. So I had to put that towards all that creativity towards something else. And that ended up going towards music. After music died down, like I said, I didn't have an outlet. And then that came back to podcasting. But, everything come full circle. So once I got the opportunity to get the acting out there, it was like, oh man. At first, I shot it down because I had so much going on. So I talked to my wife about it, and that's why I love my wife so much and hold her at a high regard because when I talked to her about the role I was offered, I told her I shot it down because look at what's going on. We got to handle this, got to handle that. I'm going to court, blah, blah, blah. It's a bunch of stuff happening. She was like, no, you got to do that. That's what you really loved. Everything else you ended up doing is not really what you love doing. You just ended up growing to love it. That was your real first love. Go get it. And after that, I hit up my peoples. I said, hey, I'm about to go ahead and try to finagle some stuff, move some stuff around. I will be there for that script reading. And it was on from there. And we just finished wrapping up at least my part last week.
Okay, that's what's up. So we
Yeah.
got an actor. We got our covered actor in the building. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Queen Coco T said, "Did you wrap up a sitcom, commercial, or a movie?"
It's actually a movie. My cousin is she just got into directing, so it's her first movie she wrote. She got she had co-writers and people that helped out, but it's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be a very dramatic movie at that, but it's gonna be a good movie nonetheless.
Yeah, like I said, when they get it going, come over here. You promote it. You
Definitely,
got
I
some
definitely
just
will.
come over. You got to color over here. Promote. Black. If it's good prop, you got to promote it.
Yeah, definitely. I will, man. I definitely will. And everything. Yes, and yes, Coco. It's a independent film. Yeah. So yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait because I loved it. I went back. I went over those lines, memorized them, got everything to get. And it was funny too that my cousin she asked me if I ever thought about acting, and I was like, yeah. I just didn't have the opening to get to it. She said because I knew if you could rap, you could definitely act, and she's right. And so I took one of my skills from writing and took it to the acting. So when I used to write, I never liked going in the booth, like spitting my bars, like reading it off the paper. I hated it. I felt like it was best for me to memorize my lines so I could play around with my cadence. So I did that same thing when I was remembering my script. I wrote out my lines from the script, went over them, but practiced it like I would do a rapping, so I can make the facial expressions I want to make when I say these certain words or say this line, all that stuff. So she was right. So I love that process.
Okay, quick competition. What outlets would it be shown on?
Now that I don't know for sure, but I know it's possible that one of those outlets will be on Tubi when the movie does come out. It will be on one of the outlets will be Tubi.
Okay, cool. And also, I want to ask you how you got into, spitting balls.
So one day I was listening to Ti, Fabulous, and I forgot who else I was listening to. But Fabulous was my first inspiration because the way he raps was my personality. He said he has slick bars and metaphors. I joke around and say that stuff in regular conversation. So I was like, I wonder could I take take what I could do, but make it my own style so that way won't nobody try to compare me to him. Even though it happened, but it was like you couldn't say I stole somebody's style. I did my own thing. So Fab had a lot to do with me wanting to jump into rap because again, when I listened to him, I'm like, yo, he rap how I talk every day. So I was like, I need to give this a try. And then Ti, his influence was just he gave me the confidence I needed to rap. He came. I didn't know who Ti was when I first heard him rap. I just knew he was from the South, and he said he was the king of the South. I'm like, how's this dude saying he the king of the South, and I don't know who the hell he is? But I respected his confidence, and then I heard him rap, and I'm like, he actually saying something in his music. Okay, cool. So I basically took Ti's confidence and Fab's bars and combined them into me. And that's what got me out here. That's what ended up having me rap.
You know what Coco Tina says? It sound like a theater is on the way to go. Yeah,
Oh
yeah, it sounds like
yes.
a theater. It does sound like a theater. And I'm like, that brother, and he let us know that he the first one to find out. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta promote that. And nephew said, what's your favorite movie of all time?
Oh, favorite movie of all time. 21. 21. I don't know if y'all seen that before, but it's a gambling movie where this boy was really smart and he met Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey was the head of this gambling thing, and they was teaching people how to count cards that was gifted in math. And if you was gifted at math, they like everybody had a whole scheme and scam of how to count cards and let you know which table was hot and all of that. It was just a cool movie because it made you. It was like a real. It was a thinking movie, but at the same time, it was a movie where you can get money and think at the same time. And I love that movie. That's
Is,
probably
it,
my number.
is that the same movie? Or that's the same George Clooney playing it?
No, that's
That's
Ocean's 11.
Ocean 11. All right, right.
Yep, yep.
I
That's
got
Ocean. Yep, that's what that is.
confused. I got it confused.
Yeah, but
Um,
20
that's a,
21. Definitely
that's
watch that.
another question is what you think of the state of hip hop is now?
I think it's finally starting to get back to the spitters. I think it's finally going back because I'm start like you saw Nas go on his run. He dropped 6 albums in like what 2 years. Then you Method Man still out here rapping. He in his 50s. Ghostface still spitting. Like a lot of people, Jadakiss. I think hip hop is better to me. It's getting better as far as people putting out bars. Now the business side of it, that's a totally different story.
Yeah.
But as far as the real rappers, the ones that got something to say, that got stories to tell, that got bars, that's back to me. Cause I don't listen to no garbage. Like I told you, I love New York. I'm a hip hop head to the core. So I got a different type of love for hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Pac, actually, Biggie was one of the first ones that I listened to that made me want to rap. So yeah, and the crazy thing is he a Gemini too. You know what I'm saying? Big
Yeah.
L was
Chuck E.
Big
Cheese.
L. Yeah,
I used to live at it was like it's about 3 minutes away.
yeah,
So I see
yep,
Biggie all the time.
yep.
I said, Biggie, when you gonna come? Yo, I'm gonna represent. Yeah, yeah, man. So when they show like Fulton Street and you see Fulton Street, you see like a building on your left hand side, like tall, that's like Eternal. That's how I was raised at.
Oh, that's what's up. That's dope. To answer your question, autism boy, Eminem is a better rapper, but 50 Cent is a better song maker. And that's the difference between them two. 50 Cent has more replay value than Eminem. Eminem could rap. He's one of the greatest. But his replay value as far as his songs, his music, albums, whatever, is not up there like that. But Eminem, yes, he's definitely a better rapper.
Yeah, and also, go more on your point when they talk about the replay and stuff like that. I think we should talk more about the replay of hip hop because that is a missing conversation.
Yeah,
They, they,
definitely.
they don't really understand. I understand what you're saying and stuff like that because there's some people like like I'm gonna tell you, I like Wu-Tang Clan, but but the one I'm gonna tell you like now people gonna be like, see you got it's just to me it's you got just got better.
Mm-hmm.
His thing is it's got better. He's an underground rapper. Yes, he is. You absolutely right, Coco T.
Yeah.
Absolutely Queen Coco T. But and then also like Inspector Deck.
Oh my God. Crazy.
Do you know
Crazy.
that one Tupac when he did that double CD?
He took his verse off. He took his verse off, dog. He said
When
he
I
was
heard
going.
that back in 96, because see that's what I'm saying that in New York, you can sometimes we hear certain things. And I knew one of the people I grew up with. He was in the entertainment business. You know, he said, "Yo, you gotta hear this." Matter of fact, I was one of the first who heard it in New York.
Mm.
I didn't mean to brag.
No, it's all good, bro. We talking.
Say, yo, I said, yo, they took that thing out. I said, what Tupac? I said, he's a Gemini, right? Yeah, he's ass and shit. Yeah. But I heard that Spectre Dex. I like,
Smoked it. Smoked
Why
it,
you
bro.
good? I mean, like, if I were Tupac, why you want to take him out, bro? You on some shit? Why you? But you had Method Man on though.
Right. I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, and that was another thing about the rap industry that I didn't really care for because it was like, if you feel like somebody's better than you, work with them and get better.
Ooh.
Iron sharpens iron. Like I would never did that. No disrespect to Pac, but I would have never did that. That would have just made me step my game up lyrically. Like, you know what? He smoked me on my own song. That's okay. It ain't about to happen the second time.
Right, and Coco Tina said in the chat because it was going to put Pop verse to shame.
I would have dealt with it. I would have dealt with it because you know what? It would have sharpened. It would have made me get better. I would have did it. I definitely would have did it. I would have put it out there. Everybody would have been talking about, oh man, you got smoked on your song. You know what? It's cool. I bet you it won't happen again. That's how I
But
would have did
but,
it.
but I like what they said. They made sure that you want to get his publishing, I like that. But when I heard that, I ain't gonna lie. I never forget this. We were somewhere in Harlem. So one of my man he said, "Yeah, you got to hear this." That's when they had the tape.
Yeah. Yep.
They had the 8 tape. So you pop it in the bin with a boom box. That's when the boom box like really like filtered out and everything, but it was still after you put it there. And I never forget, I was drinking private stock.
Mm.
I was like, I was one of the few that get a cup and pour in a cup, just not drink from the bottom and stuff. So I had my own bottle, and I'm not gonna lie, when I actually heard it, I actually dropped my cup.
Yeah. I feel you. I'm from Detroit, bro. I'm originally from Detroit. Moved to the
Yeah.
burbs, but I'm definitely from Detroit, man. Born and raised.
Shout out to the D, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to the D, man. Y'all don't get enough credit for hip hop, man. Y'all be putting it there. Y'all, man, let me say this though. Shout out to the D, man. To the
Appreciate
three,
you.
man. I'm talking about back in the day. Man. Shout
Yeah.
out to the D, man. I mean, I gotta show Motown some love here because they actually show how to run a business in the black, and they was not afraid, man. They were trendsetters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
shout out
were.
to the team, man. Y'all had, yeah. I mean, and especially y'all was one of the first that employed black people to work in plants that build stuff and stuff like that.
Yep.
Shout out to the team, man. I got to
Definitely.
give you a shout out because there was a lot of people was leaving from different parts of the United to go, to come to Detroit so they can have a better life, man. Shout out to the D, man. That's
Definitely.
I gotta give y'all props, man, because it was not really happening.
Yeah,
It,
I appreciate it, bro.
y'all shout out to the team, man. Y'all let us African American let us come here. Come on, man. We welcome you in. And the family stuck together though.
Yeah,
When the men was working, they put kids to school, through college.
exactly.
And I mean, like, and the white, you know what I'm saying? Keep the
Yep,
family together. You know what I'm saying? It was, and shout out to the D, man.
definitely,
I
man.
gotta say that, man. I
I
gotta give
appreciate.
shout out to the D, man. Y'all did a whole lot for African Americans. Us as a people, they don't talk about that. Shout out to the
No,
D.
no, man.
I
They be
I know,
trying to
I
keep
know,
us.
I know those. I know those.
Yeah, they be trying to keep us in the dark, bro. But it be the truth. We
Yeah,
we
just
said
and
we
it
said a
wasn't
lot of.
black people in Motown. You don't have to be a musician. They was hiding on the street, sweeping floors and all that.
Yeah,
You take their own. Shout out to the D. Shout out to the
yeah.
D.
Hey man, but I definitely appreciate you having me, dog. I can't wait to come back, and I can't wait to have you on my show too. Because actually, this season of my platform, I'm talking. Every show has been about marriage. It's all marriage related. So, and that's just for the season. Next season, I'm getting into the music. And I'm getting into just hip hop and R&B, just strictly hip hop and R&B. So I can't wait to get you on my show, bro. For real.
Yeah,
Like this
well,
is
you
gonna
come here, you welcome. So I could say, right now, you're part of Underrated One family.
appreciate you, bro. I definitely
And
appreciate it, man.
also how we do this, you make your last remarks, and I make my last remarks, and we're gonna close it as a family. Make your last remarks, and you know, we close.
Whatever you plan on doing, put your all into it, and you better have tunnel vision. Don't let nobody tell you you can't do this, you can't do that. If you know that you got a bunch of doubters around you, don't say nothing. Keep it to yourself and keep it going. That's it.
And stay right there. And let me say this: that there are people going to say that two black men can build. We already showed you they could build. He from Detroit. I'm a rich from New York, but I'm in Virginia. And I know people. We seen it happen. So follow our example. Let's build. I know ain't no such thing brotherhood, but think of like this. I don't care what level of black man that you on disability or whatever it is, you still a black man. You still got a story to be told. So the ones who are the upper echelons, they'll tell our story. You know, it don't to stop. We gotta stop thinking about class.
Mm.
We gotta stop that. We gotta stop. Oh, if you don't have this money, or you're not part of this club, or you're not part of this conversation. We gotta stop because we hurting each other. I'm talking to brothers now. We hurting each other. We hurting each other more. We need each other more bad right now. And like I'm saying, that we see a lot of things happening and stuff. And as for me being 50 years, God's when I be 59 June 4th. Hope to see that God's what I will. And I'm just saying that us women want to have strong leaders, and it doesn't mean that you have to have money. Yeah, you gotta have money is important. I'm not saying, but you gotta have strong leaders, sister. And we gotta take back our kids. The kids cannot be the parent anymore.
No,
We
no,
gotta switch it up. And I know people going to say certain things, but we gotta stop that. We gotta set the tone, black. And then other ones do not want to set the tone. You set the tone, even like they don't want to announce it. God knows, but just keep on doing, keep on pushing. Your time is going to come. Your time is going to come. Your time is going to come. Look, at that's what I'm saying. That brother going to invite me back to his show. You're gonna see what's going on. You're gonna see history in the making, y'all. Y'all gonna see
yes,
history in the making. They'll be like, damn, yeah, y'all gonna see history in the making. Let me see. She Queen Coco said keep us posted on the movie.
most
So
definitely.
us post. Also, brother, you know, I want you to be joining some of the stuff I be doing. So you can come on the panel and talk, because you know what I'm saying. So we want you to keep us conversation, and I want to thank you. And I'm going to reach out to you in a few minutes and let you know to talk to you and stuff. So, but thank you. Wish your wife and your kids. Thank you, and I'm glad that you granted us this chop up. Oh, it's going to be a part two.
Definitely. It got to.
It's going to be a part two. Don't know when, but I
It's
gotta talk
happening.
first. But it's going to be a part two, because usually
It's
when I do
definitely gonna be part two.
I pick certain people that's going to be part one or be part two and stuff like that. You are definitely. I'm letting you know, right. You definitely a part two. And
I appreciate it, bro.
so thank
Definitely
you.
appreciate it.
Have a good night. This is the last of the underrated. Talks with Todd. Talks with Todd. Chopping it with the Darkest Roundtable. Hashtag the True 2025. The number one grinder. Again, brother, thank you so much. And just remember, y'all, like I'm gonna say this from Coco T said, keep your head up, strive, and reach your goal. Can I say
That's
nothing
it.
better than that? And just
That's it.
understand this. The choice is yours. Keep on pushing,
Most
persevere,
definitely.
and
Most
have
definitely, man.
people around you that's gonna be there. Thank you, brother.
For
Appreciate
sure,
that.
man.
Have a good night. This one is Ghetto's. Peace.
You out of here. Indeed.